Right. So today we'll see a topic about the fonts. Now, how you're going to be apply the fonts for our HTML document. So in this CSS, we have different topics available in the font concepts. Like we have a font family itself directly, or we can use the font size. These are the different properties. Font size adjust, font strength, font style, the variant, weight, and overall the font fam property. So in this font property, all this we can directly use. With the simple property font, you can apply anything. Just give the spaces. For example, if you want to apply 3 different properties, you can use as font colon. For example, size means 12 pt. You can use space. If you want font style, you can use any style of this, italic, bold. Again, if you use space, again font family, if you want, you can use Vardhana times 1. Like this, 3 different properties can be more than 3 also you can apply in font property. So font is the root for all. Let me talk about this. So already you are aware, font going to be using defined for the set of characters. That characters may be a letters, numbers, punctuation marks, or maybe any symbols. We are applying font. Now the height of the pointers in the font is measured in the form of points, that is pt, or in the form of width, which is measured in pitch, that is pitch. And this pitch is a character also defines its boldness and thickness. So with the help of points, these are the measurements. Points and pitch is going to help of this, we will be measure the measurement of the font. Now see first the font family property. Now font family property is going to be applied for the specific font style on the text. Say for example, the font families or different font families are there available. So in this font family, you can use this sans serif, or you can use monospace, or you can use any different font families we are having. You can apply any of this one. So how to apply that one is, already are aware the syntax for the css. So body here is the selector. Here body is nothing but selector here, followed by open braces. Next followed by, this is the declaration. So inside the declaration we have, this is the property, or also called as attribute. This is a property, and this is the value. So property and value going to be separated with colon, right? And declaration ends with semicolon. If you have only one declaration, you can close the braces, or if you're having one more declaration, you can use one more declaration over here. So property colon value semicolon, like this any number of declaration we can give in the particular selector. Similarly, so font family having the different values like sans serif, monospace, like this. And coming to the next property, that is font size. So font size can be measured in different measurements. Like we can use the absolute values. This is the first one, relative values, percentage. Now absolute values directly, without having any changes, directly we can fix of that, we can use. Like say for example, font size colon 10 px. So 10 px is a pixels values we can represent. Now font size you can be represented as in the 3 ways, that is the absolute value, relative value, percentage value. We'll see in the example how we are going to using what are the different values for absolute, relative, and percentage. Hope you are already aware. Percentage you are going to saying with the help of 100%, 50%, like this we can mention the font sizes. The next, coming to the absolute values. So in the absolute values, if you see, we can mention as xx small, or x small, or small. In here medium, large, x large, like this. If you want more sizes, very little size, you can go for xx hyphen small. See the example here, x small, in the sense if you want very small, you can use as the smallest one, that is ss hyphen small. If you want the largest one, you can use xx large, is the largest text font. Now if you want middle, in middle of this ss small and xx large, if you want a middle, you can use any of this, x small, only small, medium, large, x large. So between this you can use any sizes. So if you are going to increasing in this order, if you are increasing, the font size also be increase. So if you are using in this order, the font size will be decrease. Okay. Now relative. So as I said, relative paths are not be fixed. It is a variation. Like simply you can mention like smaller, larger, medium. Like this, we can mention the three different values for relative. Larger in the sense how larger we are not mentioning. Smaller means how smaller it is not mentioning. Like this, we can mention the relative value. That's what it is saying. It is not a fixed values. It will be vary. Next is the percentage. As I said, the percentage can be mentioned like this: 20%, 30%, 40%. If the percentage value we are going to increasing, the font size also be going to be increased. Coming to the next property, adjust. So font size adjust. You can adjust this with the help of this adjustment can be taken care with the ratio of the x height. With the ratio of this x height, we can be decided. Now, if you want to adjust with 0.5, it will be adjusted the font. So how it is going to adjust it is the font size adjustment property is used to change the aspect of the text on a web page. Now the ratio of the font height is the lower case and the actual height of the font, both are going to be having very less. Compared with the normal defaults, the adjustment in the font size, if you want to be adjust that one in a lower way, you can use reduce it. If you are not reduce, automatically the font size will be fixed always. Okay, clear? Next property, stress. So this stress is going to be with respect to the change of the width. Now previously it is going to talking about change the aspect of the height of this. If you want to change the width of this font, you can use this stretch property. Now stretch property, like you can have like compressing way or expanding way in any fashion. You can do this font stress. Like you can expand the width of this also. Now we have the values like the extra condensate, the condensate of this semi-condensate, and normal, semi-expanded, expanded, extra expanded, ultra expanded. So based on the requirement, you can change the value for the font stress. So this condensed is going to be using for medium of that. The width of this will be in a medium way. We'll see in the example how it look like, right? Next, coming to the next property, style. So styles is like you are already aware. Style is the normal, italic, oblique. So directly you can use these three values. You can apply for font style colon italic. Directly we can apply for that. But remember, you know the property name as well as the value. If you are changing like for font style, you are adding the value for font family. Font family is like the serif, or we can have serif or monospace or Times New Roman, Vardhana, Bahamas. All these are the font family. If you add that value to the font style, it doesn't give much sound. It doesn't think so, right? So don't be confused the values to the property. So with respect to this property, the values you have to remember. And next property is font variant. So font variant, font adjustment. Adjustment with respect to the height, the previous property. Now this font variant is going to be talking about, like already we have, when you're right clicking in the paragraph, we have a font dialog box, right? Font thing. In that we have small caps, capital caps, strikeout. That if you want any variant in the font, only small caps, small letters if you require, you can use small caps. If you want having the some other capital letters is required, you can use also cap letters. So like this we can vary. Now font weight is the next property. Weight is nothing but how the look likes. Size is different. Size means its respect to will increase towards entire. This font weight means what? Like bold, italic, or you can have normal. All such type of values will be comes under this one. Means how thick, how boldness it look like. That will be decided by font weight. But font size will decide it the size. It will be increases. But font size will be same. In showing of the weight, it will be bold or thickness or italic style or how it look like. How will be the weightage, right? So that is the font weight property. So font weight property talks about the boldness as well as thickness. Say for example, font weight colon bold. So it specify the weight of the font, how much it will weight. That is how much it is boldness required, how much thickness is required. And the last one is the font property. The font property talks about all. As I said, if you want more than one font property, 1, 2, 3, 4 properties adding in a single declaration, you can use directly the font property. In this font property, directly you can use in this value all the different values of your font properties. Like bold is belongs to font weight. This is font style. This is the pixel, the font size. This is font family. How many properties you are adding here? 4 properties. This is a font weight, right? This is a weight. This is style, font style. This is the size. This is the family, font family, right? So all together, just we are giving spaces in between that one. Give one space after one value, give another space after one value, give another space. Like this, multiple properties of values we can assign to one single property. That property is called as font property. Not only in this property, for background also we have a background property for as a root. For upcoming concept also there is a root for all, right? So specify the properties, all properties. It specify the all properties in the font property, which can use here. So these are the some of the topics, properties available in this font. Now let me see the example how it will be run. I'll show the example how it will be runs. We have a practice programs on this font, right? First of all, I'll open the code here itself. Now all the things I'm just added here. Now if you remember, if you are using, if you are going to using this style, this is style is internal style, right? So we have 3 types of styles, right? So this is an internal style. Now this is a one select one CSS, that is one style here. This is another style. So what's the style we are using for paragraph? Whenever you are using in your body of HTML, the P paragraph, automatically the font family is what? Vardhana. It is applicable, right? Vardhana will be applied. Now P dot B means when you are using class equal to B for a paragraph. So whenever you are using class attribute, then only this font family will applicable. This as Arial, they may be Helvetica, sans serif. This 3 will be applicable for if you are using a class in a paragraph tag, class equal to B. If you are not need to using any classes here for this paragraph, because when we are going to using the selector, the tag name as itself is a selector. So that's why just you can use the P paragraph as a tag, automatically applicable. No need to be specified again class equal to P, because P itself is a tag name, HTML tag name paragraph. So directly we use the P paragraph tag in the body, directly automatically it applicable. But in this case, in paragraph tag, you need to again use class equal to B. Then only the font family, this values will be applicable. Next for H1 tag, directly if you are using H1 tag, the font size is what? 40 pixels. Now H. So H we don't have any tag here. So just when you are using class equal to, this is type of class equal to just you are using H means the font size is larger. Next coming to the H2, this is a tag name, HTML tag name. So whenever you're using the H2, automatically the font size is Y small. Y small means what? For Y axis of the font size, Y axis side, it will be small. Next for paragraph P dot V. So when you are using in the paragraph tag, class equal to V, then font size adjust is 0.5. Next H3 tag, H3 dot V1. So in H3 tag, when you are using class equal to V1, the font size is extra expanded. Extra expanded. Similarly, for paragraph, class equal to normal, the font style is normal. Like similarly for italic, class equal to italic when you are using, then font style is italic. Oblique, this is class equal to oblique when you are using the paragraph tag, this is oblique. Now in the paragraph, when you are using small, P dot small, it will applicable font variant, small caps. P dot light, when you are using the paragraph tag, class equal to light, font weight is lighter. When you are using in the paragraph tag, class equal to thick, then it is going to be using font weight is bold. Now P dot thicker, when you are using in the paragraph tag, class equal to thicker, the font weight is 1000. So here we are using the bold as a value, but here we are using as a value. And here we are directly using the values. So three different values we are going to using in the font weight. Directly lighter, bold, we can have use the values over here. So these are the some of the styles we are using, and that styles we are going to applying in the body. So this is the end of the style here up to here. We'll start the body. Now in the body, see in the paragraphs. So in the, this is the document. So this is a document means normally Vardhana will be applicable for this one. Let me see for the first line. This is a document. What we are applicable here for paragraph. Font family is Vardhana. So let me see whether for this line, for the first line, this is the font for document, because we are not using any class here, because the tag name itself is a style. Tag name itself is a selector. So let me run the program, see that line. Right, see the first line. Hope it is visible. Fine. I'm just zooming that. This is a document for. So what type of document it is? What type of font family? Vardhana. Next, see the next line. Here you are using class equal to B. This is the Arial font. So class equal to B, because in this style, in the selector, P dot, here we are using what? P dot B. So font family is what? Arial. So if it is not applicable, it goes automatically Helvetica, or we can applicable for sans serif. You can use anything, right? So if you want to use such type of paragraph, so we had to use in the paragraph only class equal to B. If you mention only, it will take, this is the Arial font. It will display as Arial. Or else, if you are not using class B, automatically it takes the default paragraph selector, that is Vardhana. Now see, this is Arial. The font, hope you are observing, the font, it is a Arial font. Hope those who have the knowledge on how the Arial font look like, they will understand this Arial font, right? Next is what? H1. So in H1, this is the line makes the font size 40 pixel. So in H1 tag also we have done it, right? So for H1 directly we are applying for H1 tag. See here, this is the style H1 font size 40. So automatically this is the 40 size. Clear? In the same fashion, we are applying for the remaining rest. So this is H tag. This line makes the font size 30 pixel. So see, this line font pixel 30 pixels. Now see H2. H2, this is a heading tag. So heading tag H1. So paragraph B. This is the representation of font adjust. So font adjust, how much we have given? Font adjust we have given as how much? It is given as 0.5. So see, this is a font line. This line font adjust. See the adjustment. Adjustment of the font is 0.5. So for what? Paragraph B, font size adjustment. So where is the P? Here B. So for B paragraph, font size adjustment is 0.5. So that is how the adjustment look like. Now stretch. So what you have given in the stretch? So this line H3 class B1 font size test is condensed. So this is going to be, this font size is condensed. So we have reduced this. So this is a style of italic. This is a normal style. This is a style of oblique style. This is a small cap. Small cap means it is a capital letters, but in a smaller. So next is, these are all the things we have applied in the class. So coming to the last, this is a class lighter, thicker. So lighter, how it look like? Simple. I like the programming. See here, I like by programming. Normally it is displaying. Now when you say as thick class. So when you say thick class, it shows as, see that in the class what we have put it here, bold. The font weight is bold. So that's why it is in the output showing bold. In the next thicker also, what we have done in the thicker also, font weight we mention as 1000. So that's why the output look like as here. Output look like as also same as the previous one. If you reduce the size here, say for example, I put as 100. I'm just saving the program. I refresh. See, it is reduced. Right. So like this, when you are doing in the Word documentation, when you see in the Word documentation, whatever the font properties, whatever the fonts you are going to be looking over there, in this one, here the font is there, right? Here the font. In this font, whatever you are observing here, like font style, font size, font color, underline, this effects like small cap, all caps, strike, subscript, superscript, all such type of things we can do in the HTML. Okay, so that's what about the font with an example.